Alright, so this is day 5 of outspeaking Andrew Tate. And by Andrew Tate, I mean the person Andrew Tate, but I mean everybody who's speaking English and who's a native speaker. I want to outcompete everybody in their own language, in English language. It's a healthy competition. I don't want to, go into the politics and everything, but I want to be very good at communication skills. And as you can see from my face, I'm not a native resident over here in Canada. I live in Canada, but I don't speak very bad because I have improved a lot of my communication skills. So today's topic is thinking fast, speaking smooth. You ever feel like your brain runs on Windows XP, but your mouth, speaks like Windows 11? Windows XP, that means your brain is running very slow and your mouth is speaking very fast. When do you feel that? Because you don't have your ideas in clear, like your idea is not clear, right? Let's suppose you want to explain something to someone, and if you want to explain, let's suppose you're debating someone, if you want to explain, if the right way of debating someone was your topic should be aligned as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but let's suppose in your mind it's not clear, and you're like, in your mind everything's cluttered. So you want to be, you have everything laying out as 1, 4, 5, 3, and 2. You won't be debating as much as you could if your mind was clear. And if your mind's not clear, how do you expect your mouth to speak very smoothly, right? Why is that? Because your mental agility is not as up to the date. And what is mental agility? That's very, big ass word. Well, let me tell you something. What is mental agility? Your thoughts and your words must run on the same speed. If your brain is slow, your mouth outruns. So it's not going to be very smooth. And if your brain is very fast, this thing I've noticed at Elon Musk, his brain is running very fast. That's why, he stutters sometimes, and he trips in his own words. Why is that? Because his brain thinks very fast, but his mouth is not on the same speed. So that's why if you don't have the balance between your brain and your mind, you won't be speaking very smooth. But in this series, as Andrew Tate does, your mental agility should be on the point. So how to train your mouth? In the next slide, I'm going to be telling you how to train your brain, which is the most important. But how to train your mouth? don't think the other way. Like it's not, double meaning and everything. How to train your mouth? I know you motherfuckers think something else. But try speaking fast. Very fast. Try saying one sentence that you have in your mind freaking very fast. Let's suppose you want to say something like, I want to drink some water. Try saying it in the fastest way. I want to drink some water. Something like this. Try this like for every sentence that you get in your mind. Practice throwing one-liner jokes. This is the thing that I've noticed about comedians. They have practiced a lot about throwing one-liner jokes. Because if your brain is fast, and if your mouth is not fast, even if you get the comeback when someone is, throwing shots at you, you won't be able to throw the shot back at him. And if you stutter at that point, there's no comeback from that, bro. An answer in 5 seconds, whatever you think is the answer. It's a very small, it's a very small game that you can play with your friend. If you have any friend, or maybe you can use AI tool. Just add chat GPT, like, ask me questions and I'll answer in 5 seconds. Your brain, when you answer in the first 5 seconds, do it for 20 questions, do it for 30 questions. When you answer the question in first 5 seconds, your brain would be able to trust, your mouth would be able to trust your brain. So that the first sentence or the first thought the brain gets, your mouth will feel very comfortable that this is the right sentence. And that's how you throw one-liner jokes, and that's how you speak very fast, and that's how you speak very smoothly. This forces your brain to trust its first answer like a muscle memory. Now the topic is how to train your brain. Because if you have trained your mouth to speak very smoothly, but if your brain is not trained, you won't be getting those, comebacks, so you won't be able to speak anything. Rapid response drills. It's the same thing as training mouth too, but for this, rapid response drills. You might have seen those YouTube videos. Let's suppose I have seen many podcasts and Tate does, or maybe some other influencer or celebrity does. At the end of the podcast, you know what they do? They ask the person Q&A, and from Q&A they ask like, you have to answer the first thing that you get in your mind. And first thing, it could be a word, it could be a sentence. That's how you train your brain. It could be like word games. One thing that I'm doing right now, I do it like once every 2 days or 3 days. I say ChatGPT to, ask me something and analyze the thing I would say. Let's suppose ChatGPT would ask me something about, okay, tell me what happened at 10 a.m. in the morning. And I have to make a story, and I have to tell the story in exact 30 seconds. So let's suppose I was, sleeping and I just woke up at 10 a.m. So ChatGPT would ask me like, okay, so what did you do at 10 a.m.? So I have to make up a story. So when I was sleeping, I almost heard the alarm. So firstly, I was thinking that I should, snooze the alarm, but I was like, yeah, I have to be disciplined. I have to, go to the gym and everything. So I woke up. So I have to make a story like this, and I have to tell the story in 30 seconds. And after that, ChatGPT would analyze me that story. Watch a 2 or 3 minutes clip. Explain in one sentence. That's like training of brain, right? Watch a 2 or 3 minutes clip. Let's suppose you watch 2 or 3, shorts, YouTube shorts. Try to explain every short in one sentence. Pro tip: and debate yourself. That's a wonderful, that's a wonderful way of training your brain. Let's suppose, I don't want to go very political, so let's just stay, on one side. Let's suppose you like red color and I like blue color. Try debating yourself that how about if you were the other person who liked blue color, right? So let's suppose, what would you say if other person says, I don't like blue color or I don't like red color? What would you say from his perspective? Try keeping yourself on the other perspective, and what would you say on that spot? That's how you train brain. So what's the takeaway from this short video? Brain and mouth on same speed. If they are on same speed, you will be speaking very smoothly. Do more reps, practice a lot. This thing I couldn't emphasize more on. If you do more reps of anything, let's suppose it's approaching girls, it could be like, sales, marketing, everything. If you do more reps, you would be getting better at it. That's a guaranteed thing. Unless you do some kind of fuck up. That's very hard to do too. 50 hours each. 50 hours, that's a lot of time. You could be like decreasing it to 30 hours, but 50 hours, if you train your brain and your mind, 50 hours each, including all the things that I mentioned over here. Feel free to take a screenshot of these. But if you train your brain and your mind for 50 hours each, I don't think so, bro. You'd be like out competing me, and I'd trade both. Buffering kills authority, and you don't want that, do you? When your thoughts and your words sync, people feel flow. And the flow is called charisma, which in 2025, I don't think so in 2025, which in 2023 or 2024, we say riz, which is, charisma. So comment down if you have any questions, I'll answer it, and I'll include the answers in my next video. Alright, till then, see ya.